What's up everybody? Today we're going to be showing you how to install Z06 style side skirts on your C7 Corvette. So as I mentioned, these are the Z06, Z07 style side skirts from Extreme Online Store, and they are carbon flash metallic finished. They also make these in carbon fiber. I purchased the Extreme Online Store brand because personally, I was not trying to spend $600 to $700 on ACS side skirts, which I know customers really love their quality because they are very good and they look great, but $270 is the perfect price point. There are a couple of imperfections in the paint, but overall they're so minor that I would not recommend against getting these. As you can see here, there is a small scratch and here's a small bump in the clear coat, but overall you wouldn't even notice these were here. Now you may notice that these are a little bit narrower than the ACS side skirts that run under the car further. That's a visual thing. That's only going to change where these screws mount into the side of the car, but overall, I've never seen anyone complain about how these mount to the vehicle and they've never fallen off, so I wouldn't be concerned about that. I guess the one benefit of the wider side skirts from ACS would be that it provides a little bit more undercarriage protection from rocks, but no one really looks down there anyway, and these will get the job done. Now, Extreme Online Store does provide you with tape, but don't be tricked. It's not 3M tape, it's MMM tape. I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is knockoff tape, so I would recommend using your own 3M tape. They also do provide self-tapping hardware for you to drill into the vehicle. And here's the instruction manuals, but we know no one reads those. So the installation of these side skirts is actually very straightforward. All you'll need are some simple tools like a drill, a Phillips head screwdriver, a 7mm socket, a razor blade, some double-sided tape. If you're feeling confident, you can use 3M adhesion promoter. This is much more serious than using double-sided tape. If you apply this to the side skirts and find out that you put it in the wrong spot, you're gonna have a heck of a time trying to remove it. We don't think that this is necessary for this job, but some people might prefer it. And if you're doing this job on the ground without a jack or lift, we highly recommend this 90-degree tool. As you can see, you can put your socket, drill bits, or screws in from an angle like that. Gives you a lot of mobility. We use it a lot on this channel. We highly recommend it. Finally, you'll want to prepare the surface with 70% isopropyl alcohol. Don't use 90% because that can damage the clear coat. So we're going to go ahead and wipe down the mating surface with some 70% isopropyl alcohol. This will prepare the surface for the double-sided tape to make sure that it has a good, clean bond. If you have isopropyl alcohol laying around, there's a good chance that it is 90% and not 70%. 90% can be a little too extreme and damage the clear coat on your paint. Now I'm applying 3M tape. This is double-sided tape, and we're gonna be using an alternation between thin and thick depending on the section. We're gonna wait to peel off this backing until we're ready to mount it to the vehicle so that nothing touches it and we don't get any dirt on the adhesive. The tape is just nice in addition to the 7 screw holes that are in here. It'll allow for the side skirt to maintain a connection to the vehicle between the screws. And as you can see, you can get a little bit of a curve out of the tape as well. One of the benefits of using the thinner tape. So to raise up the Corvette today, we're going to be using these quick jacks. As you can see, there is one on either side. This set holds up to 5,000 pounds. They do make heavier duty systems. This is way beyond what we need. As the car is being raised up, there are locking mechanisms to prevent the car from falling down on you while you're working under it, which is very nice. It comes with these black rubber blocks, and as you can see, I have orange pucks that are mounting to the vehicle so that I don't damage the plastic around it. Overall, this is probably one of the easiest ways to work on your Corvette because it fits right under there and it's super safe. Now, as with the side skirts, I'm wiping down the vehicle with alcohol. So I'm just wiping down the vehicle side with alcohol now to make sure that the double-sided tape adheres to this properly. And if you're having a hard time getting all the contaminants off the paint, you can actually use a clay bar and that'll do a real nice job of making a nice smooth surface. And then you can wipe it down with the alcohol. So I don't need to use this 90-degree tool now because I have the car jacked up, but I just want to show you how easy it is to use if you're doing this job with the car on the ground. So as you can see, you need minimal clearance and you can get on there with this 7mm socket And this is the only bolt that you need to remove for this installation. Now this bolt's very important because it provides you a reference point to how forward or back the side skirt should be on the vehicle. So this 7mm bolt that we just removed is going to be going through this ear, and that's how we're going to start the installation. So I drive the bolt in a little bit so that it helps me align this better. So I'm not going to peel back all the tape, just the tape closest to this bolt. We do have a lot of mobility with the side skirt even after this first bolt is installed. So I just installed that bolt enough for it to bite, but it still provides a lot of mobility so you can get to the rest of the tape and align the back. So now we'll go ahead and remove the rest of the tape.
The hashtag everywhere.
So with all the tape removed, now what we need to do is get the back sitting how we want. And it seems like it wants to sit just a little bit below the body of the car. You can kind of feel it settle where it wants to be. And then go ahead and apply pressure where the tape is. So now I'm going to go down the whole side skirt and push it against the car so that the tape touches it where it can. And then I'm going to put the screws in so it pulls it up flush. Now as I started the hole and it got into the Corvette body, it started throwing shavings around. So we used an air compressor to just blow the shavings out so that they're not wedged between the side skirt and the body. And I'm also not using the drill to make the screws super tight. Instead, I'm going to get it started and then hand tighten it, because on one of the screws, it got so tight that it kind of stripped and now it won't get any tighter, it just spins, and we don't want that. So. Now there's 7 screw holes along the side skirt, but you'll notice that you might get some extra screws in your pack. And I'm going to show you a spot right around here where it probably should have had a screw hole, because it's not really getting pulled up tight to the car. So right in front of the door, pretty much under the side vent, there's a curve, and it doesn't really get pulled up to the car very tight. So I'm going to use one of these extra screws to pull it up a little bit better. Now, as I said earlier, I'm not going to use the drill to tighten these down all the way. I'm going to use a screwdriver, and as you'll see, it'll really pull the side skirt up nice against the car. There is a fine line between when it's tight enough and when it's going to strip out. So got to be real careful. Just go by feel. All right, and now you can see the side skirt is mounted on there nice and snug, very firm, no vibration or anything. So that's it, guys. That's how you install these Z06 style side skirts on your C7 Corvette. And here's a couple of shots of it out in the wild just so you can see how it looks. I think it looks incredible. For $270, you can't really go wrong for such a cheap mod. And the only thing that I would probably add to this is a front lip, but otherwise, this will be a good way to protect the sides of my doors from rock chips, because rocks do find their way up here. There's already a lot of rock chips on the bottom of the car, and I wish I had installed these sooner, but it's a good visual mod and actually has some protection benefits. So here you can see that we actually installed a Z06 style front grille previously. If you want to see a video on how to do that, check that out. We'll have it in the description below. I really think that it upped the look of the car quite a bit, as opposed to looking like it has braces. And in the future, we'll be installing a front lip just to make it look a little bit more aggressive. So if you found this video helpful, please give us a big like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.